Can I get a sippy? I just wanna... Just give me a little sippy? A little Mississippi? I'm so hungry. And you looking like a snack. Hang up that phone call. And come over here and kiss me on my proboscis. I'm feeling romantical.
Ain't looking for trouble, I hope.
Yeah, I'm looking for trouble, me. I'm a big old meanie. Whoops. I hate falling off the porches. But that's my stupid ass. Give me a minute. I've gotta get this idea out of my head before I forget it. But then I'll remember it later and it will bug me because I didn't take care of it. Take it seriously when I should have. This is why I invented double doors. Okay. Now I need to make the sergeant's office, or the general, or... Well, the person who runs the place when I'm gone. I need to make his office desk. That's what one of these rooms will be for. This is a tight little room for this thing, isn't it? That's fine.
Okay.
Everyone in here, holy crap. So 2 people need their standard issue gear.
Sure.
Okay, I have someone working each desk over here. Each shop has a shopkeep. I got 2 scavengers now. And I need to get 1 more scavenger, and then the rest will probably be on guard duty. And one soda fountain worker. Now, this game's pretty good. It's just the pros are you get to build your own settlements because, well, all it does is prove that players were right that we can build our own settlements. It's just you gotta give us better tools to work with sometimes. The story is a bit wonky, to say the least. I'm just being nice about it. Because that's the biggest problem I see with this game is the story was kind of feels rushed, not fully flushed out like it should have been. The faction system is very, well, it's just terrible faction system. Every player remembers, well, Fallout New Vegas is what caused the faction system to be upgraded to something a little higher standard. Players want to be able to end things peacefully if possible. And when we can't, it feels like there's something off about a system that's supposed to be an RPG, but yet for some reason we can't actually roleplay. Granted, there's pros and cons to everything that exists. Not saying it has to be number one, best ever kind of thing. It just needed to function without looking like it didn't function. The pros are, it's a fun game. Can't deny that, it's fun. Can't deny that we got what we paid for at the time. They did add more stuff. The only problem is they don't realize the more stuff you add, the more players will demand that stuff in every game. How do I put this nicely? The more Bethesda tries to make things better and better and better, the more they will have to struggle to keep up with the demand. When it probably would have been best for let certain things go. And think not to go beyond a certain realm of possibility for them. Because all players really wanted from Fallout was just a multiplayer feature to play the story mode with friends. That's it. We didn't want anything else. But the thing is, you have to give us a story to go with it. Instead of the smart thing Bethesda should have done is given players just the multiple, just make it to where it was multiplayer on an older Fallout game to see if it would even function, let alone work. As a test, like they could have had a test out. Like, will it work if players got just multiplayer Fallout 4? Would that have just worked? The whole "it just works" thing. Also, we don't care about 16 times the graphics. Only noobs and wannabes care about that crap because they don't realize that what they really want is the story that drives them to play. And the story in this game is just fucking awful. God awful. Doesn't stop me from playing it because I like the settlement aspect of this game. And that's why I actually play it, is because I like the settlement building. No, I kind of wish they gave us better options, like a button that lets us turn on and off the snapping feature to it. If we could turn off the snapping function and turn it on as we see fit, it would have been great. Also, giving us more shit to work with when building. Because I know for a fact that they prevented us from having everything to work with that they worked with when they built the game. Now I'm not asking for like fucking code access. I'm just asking that you gave us the same, building stuff that you have. Like the same stuff the devs got to use when they built, like, let's say Red Rocket here, when they were developing it. Give us the bits and pieces of that to work with as well. They just slapped together a basic settlement building and said they're good to go. It's like, no, that's not good to go. Why can't I have a lot of things in this game that I should be able to have to build better and better settlements? I'm kind of screwed right now because I can't have myself some things like this. I can't build anything like this if I wanted to. Don't have walls and windows like this. Don't have doors that are small. You do in cement, you do have the corner here. You can make a turn corner, but it's not the same. It's like all these different shapes, sizes, and pieces we could have been having. We can't plant trees. It'd be cool if we could just use our wood to plant trees where we wanted to have trees. Like more crafting, more settlement pieces would have been good. I get the limitations, because machines couldn't handle it. Like, the system couldn't handle you going completely off the fucking rails building shit. And making things that were impossible to make. Or at least over encumbering the system to the point it breaks or crashes, which is pretty bad because Bethesda's pretty bad at that at that sort of system. That is not their cup of tea, apparently. Or letting us scrap more of the world without... See, like in the normal, you can't scrap stuff like that for some reason. Normally. Should be able to put these water things wherever that's not also on dirt. You should be able to put that wherever the hell we feel like putting it. Because those are in-ground water pumps, not water... above ground water pumps. You know what I mean? They go in the ground. They dig deep to find a water source. You need to give us players more credit. We're not stupid. Some of us are very, how you call it? Creative. Gotta give us the tools to paint with, motherfuckers. I'm not asking for code access. I'm just asking for building material access to certain items. Like the sanctuary houses You should have let us scrap all the houses, but given us the ability to build new versions of those houses. Like, you take that house and make a model that's the bits and pieces of those models that we could put together to make a house. If we wanted to, with a fixed roof and all that happy horse shit. It would have been great. And better UI management would also be fucking fantastic. Shouldn't there be like settlement happiness things that you literally tells you when you get happier stuff? Stuff that makes the settlers happy should have its own section in the game. I mean, the UI is just... Whew. Fucking, that UI, I swear. That is the worst UI I've ever seen. And I played the old school games. Like, where the UI takes you a good 20 minutes to fucking get through the damn thing, let alone having it function as a, as a pain in the ass. There we go. I gave them a small little workout area. Because we have a kitchen. This is the kitchen. And she's dancing on the counter for some reason. Soldier, why are you dancing on the counter? Wait, are you scared of dog meat? Are you scared of the dog? As anyone who's watched me knows, I'm very a creative person. Hell, everyone in my family can do art. Everyone. Now, maybe different forms of art, like pictures or painting or clay working. But everyone in my family can do art. I don't know if it's a genetic thing at this point, but you sit me in front of some clay, I'll model something for you that's going to be very nice. It would look great. Hell, you give my mom an easel and ask her to paint something? She'll have it painted for you, and it would cost about $250. My mom's actually a real paid artist. She's made hundreds of dollars off her artwork. Granted, yeah, it's only hundreds of dollars. I think the biggest thing she's ever sold is $500. But the fact that she's actually sold her art has proven that she is a legitimate artist. Selling it is what makes you an artist. And selling it to people who actually want to buy it. She does mostly commissions, though. She's been doing that. She even made greeting cards when I was a kid that they paid her for. Those were companies, though. But, yeah, they kind of hindered the settlement system. Settlement building is the best part of this game, because it feels like they did do a lot more with that than they did with anything else in the game. Which was nice, but also you realize that was the best they could put out. Was that settlement. Out of the settlement system was that. Which is also not good. Not bad, but not good as well. That's also why this story kind of feels like it struggles. Because it feels like they spent more time on this settlement system, making this just function, barely, as it is. And then kind of half-assed the story. Like, they had a general idea, but they didn't know how to get the story to go. So it feels like, anyways. It's like someone said, oh, I don't know, let's just add the Brotherhood, I guess. It's like, why? The Brotherhood would make no sense in this area. Oh, they're popular. That's not a good reason to put something in. That's actually a stupid reason to add something. Just 'cause it's popular don't mean it good. See, the snapping system is what gets me into trouble on the building aspect of the game. If I could just have a button to prevent any snapping, I would use it. I was using that goddamn heartbeat. I just have to poke a button and then boom, it won't snap into place. But then I could just put it where I want it. I mean, there's pros and cons to everything. I think people don't realize that hype is a double-edged sword that can cause more damage to a game than actually help it. Overwatch 2 is a good example of hype being a bad thing. You get all these players on your so-called player count, but then when the players start to leave, it makes the game look bad. Because there's not many people playing anymore. And I knew players weren't going to stick around that many. Are you kidding me? That's all fucking wish-washy bullshit right there. You're never gonna last that long. Wasn't a possibility, ever. And people are like, well, you see that? It's like, it's as simple as easy to answer as, well, air. It won't last forever like that because people only wanted to check it out and see what it was like. After they got their fill, it would have been over. They would have left. Because it'd be like, oh, okay, this is what this is? I don't like it. That's what happened with a majority. A majority of players would do that. It's a true fact, though. That's the thing. What you think will last, well, that's only popular right now because it's a big thing and everyone's talking about it. And the majority will look at it, go, okay, didn't like it, move on. But games like this that were designed to just be played and nothing more will survive because of it. Just for that fact. For the actual fact this game only Fallout survived is because it's just a game you can play, and since we have the settlement building aspect, we can always rebuild our settlements differently. It's never the same game twice. Which is what's actually its saving grace. The fact that it's not the same game twice.
Hey there.
Hey, I just wanted to introduce myself.
I wanted to personally thank you.
Perfect. You can run the soda fountain.
Any place you want me to pitch in?
Yeah, let me show you.
Sure.
I want to trade a few things.
Sure thing.
She moved in just in the nick of time. See, look at this settlement building. I've never built this place the same twice. It's always been different with some functions that seem familiar. Right? It almost looks familiar, but it's off a kilter, which bugs the fuck out of me.
Okay.
Like, I always turn Red Rocket into a military outpost, which does always usually look like this, but it functions like a little too good for its own good kind of functionality. It's like, it's great. It works. Everyone's happy. The settlers get a base. The Commonwealth gets a military faction that goes out and helps like the Minutemen, but well more off than they are. Grab my army helmet back. I can't believe I just imagine I bent over and it fell off my head. Oops, wrong. See, I have like standard weapons for military personnel. I have standard gear.
You hear about that farm run by ghouls?
My provisioners are all robot provisioners that are protectrons, yes.
Can't remember the last time I had clean fingernails.
I just want to trade a few things.
Of course.
He can't be out of uniform, and you must have your gun on you at all times. You know, standard issue shit. Must have your rifle. You may be a farmer on this area, but you still need your shit at all times. If they find you fucking lacking and you slacking and you misplace your goddamn rifle, you are a fucking dead man. And everyone in your regiment is gonna never hear the end of it. Guess who's the one who's gonna get the shit chewed out of him by his own, well, maybe worse, by his bunkmates. It'd be like, dude, we got yelled at because of your ass. Guess what? Stand still while we hit you with some soap and some socks. That's the military for you. They don't like getting blamed for someone else's stupidity because you didn't listen. I swear they are mean if you get them in trouble for something. I can't blame them a little though. It's just, you're looking and go like, dude, what the fuck? You know better. Now we all get in trouble for that shit. And we might lose our free time because of it. And you get so little of that. I do know there's like 25 people that come here, I believe.
This is delicious.
See, I got him patrolling, and he'll patrol from each one of these things right here. He'll go from one to another. He'll walk the whole thing of this whole thing. The pathfinding is also another con about this game. It's not that great. It struggles. It struggles for them to find their way around unless you put down certain things in a certain order or have them in a certain radius of each other, because they can. There's a circle radius of each item you put down that the AI is supposed to interact with, and they will move from one circle radius to another. If you know the radius, you can have them overlap slightly so the AI knows it can go there. Like right there, see that? There's no way the AI will go here. Because this circle radius may be big, but it only goes into half of that building, and it doesn't touch that either. And that barely touches that over there, to the point I don't think they'll ever go to it. Now, if I put a guy here to watch this spot, he will interact between that and that, but nowhere else. I could seal the deal and get it to go here. That would get them to maneuver towards here, because this will connect to that one and hopefully connect the circle, so he takes the whole place in a pattern. You have very pretty hair. I don't know why you would want to hide that in a hat. Starlight Drive-In is under attack. Okay, I'll go defend it. Oh, there's 20 people and not enough spots. Ooh, that's not good. I mean, I'm not asking for... No one's asking for perfect stories. We're just asking for coherent stories. Like, why can't we have an ending option in Fallout 4 where we get everyone to agree into like a treaty to not kill each other, and you can convince through charisma that fighting is not the right way? Oh yeah, I finished that, by the way. That's fully functional.
What just happened?
The cows are running! I didn't lose anyone, did I?
Thanks for your help fighting them off.
Hi.
You showed up just in the nick of time.
I was glad to help out.
I can't argue with your timing. Who knows what...
Well, this is my settlement. Why would I want them to destroy it?
Anyway, we appreciate the help.
Speaking of which, I need to start building some more around here. But you see what I got going for me? Got these nice buildings going. I gotta put one more building over here, which is not going to be a possibility now because of the corpses in the way and the settlers. Shit. Granted, the corpses disappear over time, but... yeah, there's a spawn point up here. They try to take me down from the high ground, can't give the AI that, but the problem is I already planned for that. Oh yeah, I already got this engine right here. I tried to put it in the thing in there, but it won't let me anymore. It seems the unofficial patch kind of prevents it now. One of the downsides to it. There we go. Now it's sealed off. But it's part of this over here. It's part of this right here. They are so under-equipped right now. What the hell? Yeah, I need to get on that roof. But this is the... Yeah, I had built a lot of this stuff already. Whatever that was, used to be a bloatfly. Junk drop it. There we go. Now I need to build more things. Okay, the base. See, when you do want to snap, it doesn't. Not easily, anyways. I may have to make the porch early. fuck's sakes, I need to see what I'm doing. What? Why can't I? You're on stilts for a reason, goddammit. I should be able to put you right here, right? Yeah, I love the building aspect is probably the best part of it. What the hell's going on? Why can't I... Huh? It's wonky though. That's one of the cons about it. It's just so wonky. What the hell? I should be able to just place it right there, right? Perfectly fine. But the game is denying it. I could put something right here, luckily. Yeah, that's one of the cons is I wish they gave us better building mechanics in this game. Granted, it's nice they let us do this at all. Because I remember playing the Fallout games and I was like, I could build better settlements than this. And then eventually devs are like, oh yeah, here, show us. And it's like, uh-oh, they can. I feel like they were trying to say, like, oh, if you could do so better, here you go, and then the players did better, and now they're a little miffed about it. It's like, just let us take care of it, and we will handle it. No problem. We will be happy to build the settlements for you. All you have to do is give us a good story to run with it. You give us a story, and we'll show you a world. If that makes any sense. In other words, it's like, give the player a story to go with the world they want to build. And we'll show you tales that you would never have imagined be possible. I mean, I literally thought of this place, Starlight Drive-In, I only thought of this place of housing those for houses, boxcars. Because you're right next to 2 train stations and train tracks. You would scavenge the boxcars to build houses with. It makes the most sense to me. So I build this settlement out of boxcars because it makes sense to have a boxcar town. The blue is residential, the orange is... Yeah, I don't mind fighting. I just want the option to be a pacifist if I choose so, and go with the peace talks route, you know? I want to end things peaceful if possible. Well, as peaceful as I possibly can get them to be, but... I don't like being forced to fight something that's an unwinnable war that makes no sense to me. Like, why can't I get everyone just to sit down and talk to each other about what the hell, why are you still fighting? Hello, Bambino. Yeah, I've literally spent hundreds of hours just building settlements. You know what I haven't seen though? Is anyone do a settlement run where you play the game and you cannot leave an area until you have a fully functional settlement in that area that's run on its own before you can move on to the next area in the game? And you have to get the literally build the world. Before you can move on. I've never seen any settlement runs. I'm saying you have to build it yourself. Yeah, I've seen no settlement building runs where the settlers, where you had to settle the Commonwealth.
Something's out there.
Shit, you're still here.
Wait, I can't put that up here anymore? Oh no, that's not good. I used to be able to put turrets on top of this roof, but since I have the unofficial patch because the game's really buggy, and the only mods I have on here are the ones that fix bugs, I now cannot put the turrets where I used to put them. I used to put turrets up there on the railings, and the range they got was insane. They would get the whole settlement from there. So you can't put nothing up here anymore. The unofficial patch breaks this right here. Try to fix something and it'll break it instead. Go figure, huh? Which is fine. I have a way around the system. I kind of liked the karma system when they had it. It was to keep a player straight and narrow. I don't build fences around my settlements though. That's the problem, because they don't work. You go to quick travel, the AI will automatically place the enemy inside the settlement because technically time is still passing as you're quick traveling, which makes sense. You just quick traveling in this game is the equivalency of you going AFK in your brain while you take a walk. A lot of people don't know what that means when it's like you just space out while you're taking your walk. Now, I feel that they should have given us more to work with, though. I feel like I don't have a lot to work with. When it comes to settlement building, I have to come up with these weird ass ways to do things that don't feel quite right. And up here is a shop. I will build a shop here. A nice one. Right there. It's all I can manage. 360p is the best I could do with the way my PlayStation works and whatnot. I've tried the other ones, but you'll just get a blanked out screen. Oh, you mean the TV show that they try to do? I didn't like it. They say it's based close to the lore, but when I watched it, they retconned some things, and I hate when they do that. I hate when they do retcons. Not only that, the timeline doesn't match up either. I think it's a show for normies, that's the thing. I have a weird feeling that the new Fallout show is more made for normies so they can get into the series and want to go play the games. But then the problem is once the normies start trying to get deeper in it, they're not going to like how the timeline's going to be all wonky and jagged and make no sense anymore. And look how well that worked out for them. It killed the franchise. It's like, well, that was stupid. This is a general store. This is where the person who would live at when they run the general store. They have a house with a fully functioning bathroom. Ta-da! These things work as great houses, though. I'm an old woman now, but back in my day, when we had a timeline, it stuck to it. God, remind me that I'm old. I'm gonna be 38 this year. Fucking 38. I never thought I would ever live that long. Hell, doctors didn't even think I would live that long, let alone. Let's just put it this way. I remember seeing Star Wars and Star Trek, and they were considerably new. And they both, to me, felt like they were the same thing, just different versions of it. Star Trek felt like it was the more peaceful route, pacifist, and Star Wars felt more like the war version of it. Like that one was more warmongery than the other ones. My hubby and I are watching, and that you were younger. No. Believe it or not, I am 38, and I'll be 38 this year, though technically I'm surprised. The doctors are more surprised I'm alive at all. But it's nice. I have a weird look on life that most people don't have because, well, no one's experienced death as much. Oh, I died 3 times at 3 weeks old because I'm disabled. And my disability has ended up being pretty bad. If you count 7 heart defects as bad. That house is... that's one hell of a tall house. What the hell? Can you please come down, Mr. House? Yeah, I was born in 1986 and died about 3 weeks later in 1986. I died just 3 times. You know, heart stopped beating, brain no longer functioning, that sort of shtick. And that kind of shit happens because, well, life's not fair. I'd like to believe our Father keeps us around. I'm pretty much spitting in his face by existing. If there is a God, he might be pissed at me for not being dead. Like, motherfucker, why are you still alive? It's like, because I said no? I'm like, motherfucker, why do you want me dead? I didn't even get a start. I'm trying to delete my game file already. No, it's interesting to know what death is like. Though it's not death's fault. I never understood that, why people always blame death for every little thing that happens. Why are you blaming death for something that it's just doing its job? It's like blaming someone for making a cheeseburger with cheese. That makes absolutely no sense to me at all. It's like, death is a great villain. I'm like, death is never the villain. What the hell are you talking about? Literally, you can just picture death as a guy who's told to go pick up a soul and then take it to a location, and everyone's like, it's all your fault. For what? Being an Uber? No, I think I have a bias to a more positive look towards death because I've experienced death. To me, it's not that big as people make it out to be. And I can never see it as the bad guy. Ever. What did death do other than literally go pick up a soul? It's like screaming at a person for doing their job correctly. I will never understand that. Oof, this settlement's awfully dark, I know, but... Yeah, it's like... And I don't know why people... I do like how Puss in Boots had Death in there, but a lot of people mistook Death's role in the movie as a bad guy, when all he was doing was telling him, enjoy your last life or I'll take it from you now since you ain't going to be appreciative of it. All Death was doing was giving him a test. Appreciate what you have or I'm just going to end it now. Since you're going to squander it. In other words, he was ungrateful for what he had. And then towards the end, and he gets mad at Puss because he realized, oh wow, you did learn your lesson. That's great. Now I gotta go and do my job. Well, I can't just babysit you all day. I'll just meet you later. Though I always found skeletons and death interesting to me, at least. Because of my weird way I had lived and died. It's interesting to know the meaning of life, too, and ironic in its own sense. It's like, oh, I know the meaning of life. Why? Why do I even need to know this? Feels like something I really don't need to know, but I know it because fucking why not, I guess. Man, people are gonna get pissed when they find out the truth, though. If they ever find out the truth and the meaning of life. I just started art again. Check out Laura Tatman. Okay, people could look that up if they want to. I have cats, art, and Fallout 4. Everyone does cat art. I don't know why. I find it funny. My mom does commission work, so you would have to commission her for some of that work. It's not cheap either. Depending on the size, how fast you want it and all that determines the pricing. Oh yeah, I have a cat too. I just find it funny that everyone draws cats or dogs. Yeah, I'm the one who stays at home. My mom goes out to work because I'm disabled. What else am I going to do? The best I can do and manage is, well, I can help around the house. That's it. That's what I can do. This place gets a... Wait, that's exactly 100 water? Yeah, YouTube is pretty good about its gamers, but it does have a bad habit of screwing us over. The best way I could put it kindly. Because my content is pretty mature a lot of times. YouTube will yell at me for it, for having very mature content. Even though I have it literally in my description that it's mature. Yeah, it seems like that. But as far as I know, the government has pretty much considered me stupid. I did have my special ed classes after all. Reading and writing. I can't spell for very well because of some of the brain damage from dying. That'll never come back. I don't do well with names, dates. It can't be helped. It's just my brain doesn't want to work in much. Not like I haven't tried though. I only seem intelligent because I'm technically not that stupid. I still got straight A's, I still did math, got up to fucking calculus and said screw this shit. Yeah, I kinda stopped at calculus, that just started to hurt my head. I can do algebra though. I mostly just play off other people, though. There's nothing wrong with that. My grandma and grandpa were pretty much each other's friends for as long as they were married for over 50 years. My grandma's gonna turn 82 this year. Holy crap. Yeah, well, then you'll really like me, because I'm told I never shut the fuck up. Which makes me wonder if that's a compliment or an insult. I'm not quite sure. What do you do an ancestry DNA? My family did, yeah, my family tree did. We are a little mix of freaking anything and everything that's been alive. My family tree is a rainforest, a jungle, everything that you can think of. I am what the definition of a mixed breed. Definition of a mutt. I don't know, I might be everyone's cousin. That's creepy. Hello, person staring at me through a window. That way they have more than one way up and down. Seems they're getting stuck in here. Yes, thank you. Move, please. Can't I build this? It's not telling me. Oh, I need glass. Lots of glass. Okay. My voice just cracked a little.
Just wanted to trade a few things.
Go ahead.
I think this settlement's good for now, as is. I'm just hoping people don't get too much into the Fallout games from the TV show. It's nice and all, but if they start to get really in depth and stuff, they're not going to be too happy with finding out, you know, the bad stuff that comes with it. Because they're going to find out the lore and the world that they think they saw in the TV show is not going to be accurate to the actual whole world, since they keep messing with the timeline. And this whole thing is based off a very strict timeline. Well, yeah, you always want to know if you have family out there. Odds are it's a yes, because as long as you have kids and your kids have kids and family lines spread apart like roots on a tree, it's going to be quite vast because you're just a single branch of a whole tree. My family has kept track of 400 years. Of 400 years of ancestry. So we know how far back we go, and the fact that we are a mix of every race that's ever existed on the planet, except for a couple Asian races aren't in our bloodline, but that's easily something we could easily do just by having kids with anyone of the Asian race. No, it don't. They want to change the timeline, that way they can just take anything and just slap it in there. What Bethesda's becoming lazy. Bethesda just wants to take the Brotherhood of Steel and all the popular factions and spread them all into all over the place without making new ones. It's kind of lazy work. This is what happens when someone attacks my military base. Yeah, they don't make it. Wait, the gunners attacked me? Of all the stupid... The gunners attacked my military base. I get why they would. I mean, I have all the nice shit, but I wiped them out for their supplies and their stuff. Everyone here is armed with old gunner stuff. I also wiped out their entire operation for their armor and weapons. They weren't going to survive trying to assault my military base. What were you thinking? Were they thinking they could reclaim everything I took from them? Was that what they were thinking? Because that was stupid. Not to mention I have God's worth. What you hiding in the bush for? Yeah, it says he's red on me. That's an easy fix. I just pull him into the into a workbench and then patch him up.
Excuse me.
I think I've got something in your size.
How are things going?
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. If they tried to attack from the other angle, they would have been faced with this more turrets than you can count. They try to come from that way, but you're still not going to make it. They have a gym. It's an outside gym, so the smell of the guys getting sweaty won't build up when it's outside. See how he's guarding? This is why I put out these posts. He will go around this whole base repeatedly. There's 18 out of 20 people that could live here. 82% happiness. My best settlement, which was my first settlement, is right here. Hangman's Alley. It's at 83% happiness. No, it's at max capacity. No, I can't put any more people there. I defended that place, right? I should have. I didn't see no more enemies. And 002 is not an enemy, he's my provisioner. Just because he accidentally nicked me doesn't mean it should count. Not to mention, everyone in that damn settlement's wearing the highest grade crap I can give them without actually upgrading them. They have high-powered assault rifles. Oh yeah, there's the cat. I have a cat camera. Sometimes she'll be on the camera the whole time, and sometimes she'll just wander around the bedroom. I'm gonna go get my favorite power armor. Motherfucker. Hold still. Shut down, you little fucker. Ow! Well, I ran in there like a dumbass and nearly got myself blown up. This mother... Okay. That was a legendary? Oh yeah. Godsworth. He kills legendary creatures like they're nothing. Ah, 3 broken limbs. Nothing like a good day on a Saturday. Holy crap. That legendary came out of freaking left field and tried to take my head off, but Godsworth has like pinned him to the ground. I think we are Generation X. No, I was born between 2 generations. I was born in 1986, which they consider a millennial. But the weird thing about that is I'm not a millennial. I was not raised that way. I guess they call me a millennial? What is 87? You could look it up, but I believe I was born in 86, but I was raised like I was born in 87. My mom just hit 55, so she had me when she was quite young. What would you call a teenage pregnancy? So people had kids a lot younger back then. My favorite power armor is over here somewhere. Run, run, run as fast as you can! You can't escape me, for I'm shutting you down, man. Yeah. Believe me, I know what's important is just being alive. Everything else is optional. Though people confuse being alive and having a purpose at life as the same thing. It's not.
Got it.
The best power armor ever. The T-51 OG. In I go. Can't beat the OG of all power armor. Sheeply. Yeah. Hell, people don't realize that there's only 2 points in your life that matter. The day you're born and the day you die. That's it. Everything else in between those 2 points are optional. What you do between those 2 points are completely optional. Everything else doesn't matter. But you're supposed to make something out of it. You're supposed to do something between those 2 points. Everything that exists must eventually cease to exist. Everything must return to what it was before it began. Death cannot die if there's life to be, if there is life to exist. Yeah, history though has been so altered and changed.
Hey.
Sir,
Hey, Codsworth.
take this.
Your thoughts?
A blind man walks into a bar. And a table. And a chair.
That was it.
All right, then.
But that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. Sorry, I kind of spaced out there for a second because Cogsworth, I thought he wanted to talk. But the way people think that it's a bad thing, it's not. If anything, it varies. You are born in this world, you do as you will for your free will until the day you die. How long that lasts? Who knows? But that's what you're supposed to do with it. find a purpose, fulfill that purpose. Find meaning, fulfill that meaning. Do as you will, but the only two important parts of your life is the day you are born and the day you will no longer be around. And that is it. That's all there is to it. That's why I think people don't like to know the meaning of life is actually meaningless. There's no meaning to it. You exist for the fact you exist. And what you do between the day you're born and the day you die is your purpose. And you're supposed to figure that out yourself and do with it as you will. Without interfering with others, which is the hard part. Humanity is a very it's a very social species where we do not like to be completely away from each other, but yet we don't want each other to interfere with our life unless we accept you in our life, and then we kind of take what we can and grow together. But humanity's weird. We're social, but not social. We want freedom, but yet we also want everyone to obey. And to find out the meaning of life is meaningless is something entirely what a lot of people cannot handle. They mentally break down. Some people refuse to believe it and will literally do everything in their power to reject it. Why? I don't know. I guess that's up to them. It doesn't really matter in the long run. Just all depending on how you want to handle it. No, gotta get back to the game. Like, Fallout 4 is a good game. Fallout 76 was only bad because they expected the players to make the story and build the world for them, and that's not gonna work out when humans don't like to do that. We're kind of forced to, out of necessity, not to die. That's how come it worked out in real life. But in a video game, we don't need each other. That's what's different about a video game. There's always ways to become God. You could become a god yourself in a video game, but in reality, we are these weak, squishy things. Therefore, we have to work with each other just to survive, out of necessity, not because we want to. My mom can go in the woods and live the rest of her days by herself, farming and taking care of animals. As long as she has a fishing spot near the house, she is good for the rest of her days. She doesn't have to talk to people at all. She's just tired of humanity in general. Can't blame her. Me, I'm a very social person because I was pretty much not able to be very social growing up. Never went to birthday parties, never had sleepovers, never went out with friends. So that makes me very social as an adult because I still want that social aspect in my life. And I think that's why I stream, is because then I could talk to people and get some social activity when I'm pretty much locked away from the world where I can't participate as much as they can.
Who's there?
So it just made me social because I wasn't social.
Get the oil. Eh? Picking up hostile knot this time. Well, he certainly doesn't do that anymore. What's all this then?
And since I was mostly sitting around my whole life, I pretty much... How should I put this? I pretty much had time to think growing up. All I did was sit there and try to survive and just think about things. All the time. Just sitting there thinking. Why? Why about anything, really? Why are we alive? What is the purpose? Is there any purpose? You know, that sort of stuff. I was a 1-year-old who was contemplating life itself already. That explains a lot of how I figured a lot of things out. Only took several decades. Feel the same way sometimes, most of the time, but I don't know your struggles. My struggle was just stay alive. That was my struggle. I grew up poor, so... Oh no, I share everything because I see no reason not to. Yeah, I've been told that quite a bit. Also, it could be how I was raised, too. My mom taught me at a young age a statement I take very to my heart, and I live by it every day since I was a kid, but you are who you choose to be, and that's all there is to it. You decide to do something, that was you who decided. No one can make you be anything but what you want to be. But you cannot force yourself on others or demand they, cater to you either. They don't have to accept you at all. That's who they choose to be. The fact that people accept each other is a different thing entirely. I'm only the way I am because I choose to be like this. I do not have to change myself for anyone if I don't want to. But that goes for everybody else. What I've been seeing lately is people demanding that everyone accept them, and then they fall in line to it. It's not right. Half empty, half full. It's still the same half. I think that's why someone who sees the world as a half empty and someone who sees the world half full If you find your someone to love that's your other half, you probably would see the world a little better from both angles. But that's just me. Because a half full cup and a half empty cup makes a full cup anyways. Also, growing up, I've been told. Oh, my mom was a tomboy who grew up in the country as a country girl who, well, she did learn martial arts. There is that. My mom's no freaking pushover, but she also had her own struggles. But didn't stop her from being who she is. Now, my siblings would be a little bit of a hassle once in a while because they're still young and some are stubborn as she is. My mom has a stubborn side to her, too. Not as bad, but she kind of has loosened up in her old age. My brother has that stubborn streak in him, too. For some reason, he's mad at my mom and he doesn't remember why. That's been going on for almost 5 years now. I really want to deck him in the face. As his older brother, I really do not like him holding a grudge over something he doesn't even remember. But that's not my problem, it's his. But my mom also had that grudge when she was younger too. Hopefully they get over that eventually. But that's their own personal problems to deal with. I shouldn't interfere in something that should not have anything to do with me. He is my brother though, and I kind of want to, do the brotherly thing and tell him to stop it. But I haven't talked to him in 3 years either. Oh yeah, for some reason people find it easy to make friends with me. It's the same way in school too. I had more friends than I can count. And all I had to do was just be myself.
Let him up!
It wasn't even that hard. No, I understand some people would struggle. Because a lot of people I find that struggle making friends are the ones who don't know who they are yet. They're not comfortable enough with themselves to let other people see who they are. Because they themselves don't know who they are. Which, that happens. It's normal. It's a growing up.
Came just to play, huh?
I just can't be like anybody else. Well, no one should expect you to be like anyone else. But also you can't expect anyone to be the way you want them to be either. The fact that people demand that you do this or do that is not going to do any good for anyone. my heart somewhat leads me, but my brain is the one to make the decisions for if the heart should go on with it or not. I'm not gonna blindly let my heart lead me. I gotta put a little logic to it. Social norms only exist to keep each other from ripping each other apart. It's an agreement between everyone that we are not going to go beyond these rule sets. Like, it's the social norm to not go out and just dry hump each other. It's understandable. It's like, please don't do that in public. You can do that privately. A lot of social norms are just agreements between each other to not take something too far. That's the only thing about social norms that people don't understand. It's just us agreeing not to go too far with certain rules. Not to push it. Not to kill each other, not to steal from each other, not to harm each other in a very bad way. Those social norms do change when we see that it's not harmful to each other. As long as something stays harmful, we will not accept it as the social norm. It's just humanity's way of surviving with each other, if anything. Yeah. I play it because it makes me feel normal. I'm not disabled in Fallout 4. I'm not weak or useless. Feel like I contribute even if it makes no sense. Because to society, I can't contribute. I'm kind of screwed on that. I wish I could contribute more, but I can't physically work. My mind may not be gone, and my body's broken. All I can do is be grateful that my disability has helped save billions of lives, at least. That's a positive. Since I was the first ever, and I'm the only one in the world that has this disability. Yeah, I think the best part of Fallout 4 is the settlement building. Even though the story makes like no coherent sense half the time. So we do what we can as players to try to make sense of it. Well, I'm the only one in the world with 7 heart defects, and I'm probably the oldest that's still alive that has this many heart problems. There was people before me that had heart problems too, that not as bad as me though. Like, tell me if I said something wrong. Oh no, I understand what people are trying to tell me. I don't find what people say anything wrong. It's okay to ask questions, and statements are just statements. I see nothing wrong with it.
Hey,
Sir?
So I know the heart is crazy muscle. Well, I was uniquely born with all 7 heart defects. My heart is backwards. It only has 3 chambers instead of 4. And the surgery they used on me back in 1986 to save me is the surgery they use now to save millions of lives. I was technically the guinea pig. I was pretty much the guinea pig for it. And since I'm still alive today, they consider that surgery a massive success and will continue using it into the future until they can find something better.
This is the old false independence. There's a nostalgic tear to the eye. Come out and fight! Yeah! Comics and show all right.
To me, though, that's just normal stuff. To me, having my heart problems is just normal everyday stuff, where other people, if they met me, would be confused or concerned. I swear how much pity I get from people like, oh my god, are you okay? It's like, oh, yes, I'm fine. If I'm still alive, I'm fine. I had a really bad habit, though, of not liking people giving me a pity party because of my disability when I was younger. Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Damn fucking... You say I can't, watch me do it anyways. I did not like being told what I couldn't do as a kid. As I gotten older, though, I did push myself to find out what my limitations were. And boy, howdy do I have a few hundred. Dr. Bowler? No. My doctor was Dr. Kawabori, I believe. That's as far as I'll give his name. There was 9 doctors that saved me over time. I think Dr. Kawabori is long retired, and I don't know if he's still around anymore. I haven't heard from him in over a decade. I have a lot of people in my life that, you know.
Hey.
I'm all ears.
Well, I'm also here because I was stubborn enough not to die. I was a stubborn little one. I refused to die, so I didn't die. I got that stubbornness from my grandfather, apparently. Which is not a bad thing. My grandpa was incredibly strong for some reason. It's nice to meet you, and I will share you on Facebook if that's okay. Yeah, sure you can, but I don't use Facebook. I haven't used Facebook since 2005? I haven't been on Facebook since then. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I have to. Thanks for the. But I have to redo this, or YouTube will drag me into the basement and beat me. This is a joke, I tell. Like, subscribe, blah blah. YouTube's usual bullshit. Yeah, YouTube is probably the best way I can do this. Though, YouTube don't really like me much. Get your channel hits. Well, I've been doing YouTube for about 7 years almost now. Call me young man. I'm not that much young. I'm not that young. Oh yeah, you're gonna enjoy. There's quite a few. There's a lot of gamers. I think there's more gamers than there is fish in the sea at this point. Yeah, I may not sound it, but I'm a grown adult. Keep it clean, and you can go for now. But I can't keep it clean. That's not who I am. Yeah, well, everyone's different, so either you like them or you don't. That's all there is to it. Yeah, it's fun to start a YouTube channel. Just don't try to go for the monetization. Just do it for fun if you can. And if you can monetize, it's great. If you can't, no, I just use it for a way to be social. Yeah, I'm doing this on my PS4 Pro as well as how I'm doing my whole YouTube stuff. And I think that's why I can't stream above 360p because of it. Oh, look at this. Nice and brand spanking new military style. Well, since the T-51 armor in the lore was the military grade armor and the Brotherhood is steel armor, this is how it should probably look. I mean, it looks brand new, almost. Yeah, I started out doing YouTube uploading plays of the game from Overwatch. The only way to see me though is to also be having the notifications on so it tells you when I get on. Even with that, though, YouTube might not recommend me because I kind of made YouTube mad at me a few dozen times. I say naughty things and YouTube don't like naughty things. What the hell? They're in sync with each other.
Lost track of how many blisters I got.
There's one well lubricated unit. Holy crap!
Finally safe from those damn raiders.
Let's trade some things.
Sure. Got work to do. Can't talk now.
Bomb's not much, but it's something.
Yes?
You okay, dude? You need a spotter?
This is all much more exciting.
Oh, that's understandable.
I assure you.
Raiders thought we were easy pickings. We showed them different.
Well, that's what I expect that anyone should be doing. No one should just watch someone blindly and just, follow.
If you ain't been up to see Grey Garden, you should go. The whole place is run by robots. Yes?
We taught those raiders a lesson.
Yeah. I never understood the whole aspect of blindly disobeying or listening.
Huh?
That I'll never understand. I wasn't raised to blindly follow myself. I was raised to think for myself and do with, well, I would normally do anyways. Like I said, I am who I am because I choose to be who I am. That includes my thoughts. What? Why are you telling me like that? Oh my god. What the hell? Okay. I don't know what the hell was out there, but it's no longer out there. It's all good, you're fine, but I'm scared to show my cat's butt.
This unit is ready to...
Yeah, I have a cat camera. That's Noir. Noir Kitty. That's her name. Yeah, I named my cat Noir Kitty. I believe it's French. French or Italian? I believe it's French. Noir I believe it's French for black, if I remember right. So it's Black Cat. My cat's name is Black Cat. Pretty obvious, though, if you think about it. I just thought it sounded interesting to name her Noir. Yeah. I named her that because I thought it was fun. I thought it'd be a fun little thing to name her. No other reason. That's all. That's all I wanted to do, just name her Noir Kitty. But to find out she's actually a shadow coat. you're Cajun, so me French. I try to learn multiple languages, but I always struggled with learning them. I know words here and there. Some reason the cuss words, though, they sticked. For some reason, I know the cuss words for most languages. Yeah, YouTube is probably the oldest platform with the most content if you ever wanted to find something on it. In comparison to the other stuff. TikTok, that's a shit show. Twitch is just degeneracy, which is fine and all, but kids watch that. Well, technically, yes and no. The government got mad at them for allowing certain things on there that 13-year-olds and under should not be watching. And they did nothing about it. So they either had to sell it to a different company, or if they sold it, they'd still be around.
Excellent.
That's the thing. TikTok will still be around as long as they sell off to, I guess, the government to allow them to be regulated. In other words, a lot of people want regulation over a lot of content, which is not good either. Some regulation is good, some is bad. It all depends on how you handle it. Yeah, well, everything that exists can be bad or good. It just depends on how you handle it. That's the thing. How you use something determines if it's considered bad or good. That's why I never understood why everyone blames guns for gun violence, though it's not the gun doing it. It's the person wielding the tool. Guns are just a tool, and how you use it properly or improperly determines whether it's good or bad. You can get the same effect out of a hammer or a knife. Yeah, everything is good or bad depending on how you decide to use it. That's what always confused me when people try to play that excuse of we need to ban it because people misuse the tool. It's like, what? No. I've seen people do more damage with a hammer on a person than I've seen with other weapons. Though technically, a person's a person themselves can be considered a weapon too. You're gonna ban their hands? That makes no sense.
That about takes care of that.
I mean, my mom knows martial arts. I've seen her flip a full-grown person over her shoulder and pin him. She could be considered a third-degree black belt. My mother's no pushover. But would that be considered? Would she be considered a weapon? What the hell? There's just a water thing there. A tyrant will never say, I've been tyrannical enough, that what's going on. Yeah. That's true, though.
I was just getting warmed up.
No, it seems the younger generation's starting to notice and pick up on that things are not the way they're supposed to be, and they're wanting to change it. The problem is, you're going to have to look into the problem as a whole before you can even change it. Hell, I'm surprised that the Democrat Party is still around, being the party that they are. If you know history, the Democrat Party should probably be abolished for what they've done throughout history. But that's opinion, and that's my opinion, but I know history very well, and I don't even know how that party was allowed to be established as a whole, anyway, at all. They ain't no good guys. I've looked throughout the entirety of American history. Not once has the Democrat Party done any good. And I looked. I was like, there's no way. Nope. They've done zero good for anybody. Yeah, but at least the Republican Party has some light to it, as in they're the ones who ended slavery, segregation. They ended that stuff. So at least they have some, you know. They have at least a single silver lining, even though that silver lining may be, you know, a good one, but at least they did something. Though I wouldn't count the Republican Party that exists now as Republicans. Not even close. The Republican Party probably fell about 80 years ago or more. There haven't been real Republicans since then. Well, I wouldn't say that. I think they're coming back, that's the thing. But they have a bunch of fucking fake lying, non-real, you know, they're not real Republicans, there's rhinos. I believe only a handful would actually be under the label of a Republican. Or at least fall under that category. And yes, everyone says they're crazy, but they're not wrong. A little crazy is a good thing, you know. Hell, I'm a liberal, and I'll still vote for Trump because he's still the best option on the table for getting anything done that's not going to be backstabbing or anything. Because he's at least got a track record that's a little better. I mean, a C grade is still a C. The bar wasn't that high to begin with. And I'm a fucking liberal. What people don't realize, though, is Trump was a Democrat who ran as an independent and was voted in as a Republican. That's how far left our system has gone. It turned a Democrat into a Republican. I try not to talk too much politics because the way,
a bit different for you.
You know,
our scouts have found a promising spot for a new settlement. Once you clear it
people
out,
don't really like to talk about it because they're too ingrained.
Before you know it, we'll have a thriving new farm instead of wasteland. We'll take back the Commonwealth, one piece at a time.
Hi.
Do you think we're ready to retake the castle?
No need for an assault force. I already cleared that place out.
Are you serious? All by yourself? I've got to hand it to you, General. That's the best news I've heard in a while. Well then, this whole thing just got a lot simpler. I'll round up a garrison and meet you there.
But that's just it, though. It's the same snake with two heads, but one head is a mutation that shouldn't exist. That's one reason for that. Not to mention, our system is not supposed to be a two-party system. It's supposed to be an unlimited party system. Believe it or not, America is supposed to have an unlimited amount of parties. Infinite. Not two. Not just two. We're supposed to have as many as there wants to be. The problem is our system has been chained down. And it's not functioning correctly when you put a bunch of stuff in the gears. And it causes it to grind to a halt.
Once again, a symbol of those fighting for a better future.
Hell, most people don't even know how America works anymore. That's the problem. As long as we just keep voting on how we will be ruled, then we will always be ruled. This is the system. Yeah. The system won't work the way it is because no one's thinking about... Well, there's too many followers, not enough leaders. Too many people want to follow, not enough people want to lead. That's a problem too. I believe that's why people voted for Trump, because he wanted to lead, but he did it in a way to where he would listen to his follower, who follows. My hubby can see things as the sun. Yeah. I see things as the moon. You see things, in other words, you see things a little darker, but he sees things in the bright side. Yeah, I get that. I guess the best way to describe me is I see things as the eclipse. If that makes any sense. I always tell him, listen to stupid people, 'cause men get mad at too fast. Give people a chance. We like your smart energy. Yeah, you gotta give people a chance. That's the thing. If you don't give them a chance, then how you're gonna know? The downside is a lot of people just blindly listen and follow. Which doesn't work out in the end. Well, yeah, my family said it never hurts to ask, and it never hurts to listen. Of course, doesn't mean you have to follow. Ugh, the view though. I don't listen to them much anymore. I barely even watch them. They seem to be losing their mind. It's a little unhinged what they say sometimes. Okay, it's really unhinged what they say a lot of the times, but still. I'll hear them out, but a lot of times you're screaming and it makes no sense. It's like, there's no way you can be this deranged about one guy. Makes you sound crazy. You shouldn't be led by your emotions, for your emotions will lead you astray to doing nothing but harm to those you care about.
Well, I guess it could be worse. See what you can do with it. I'm gonna go see what else is left in this old place.
It's good to have your emotions, but it's not good to blindly follow your emotions.
Glad that.
You learn this through Tarot. Tarot? What's Tarot? I don't know what Tarot is. Oh, it's a mannerism. Yeah, you can learn a little bit of everything from anyone and everyone. There's stuff to be learned. I mostly overwhelmingly learn from watching people's mistakes. And a lot of people have made mistakes in their lives. No, that's bound to happen because we're human. I watch a little bit of everything. I try to get information from all sides because having just one side of the information ain't gonna get you the full picture of what you need to be thinking for yourself. Hence why I was so big on history. I couldn't get enough of history. I loved that class. Still, my history class has been wrong at times too, where the teacher wasn't correct on their teaching, but that's what happens when you get enough history. A lot of it gets watered down or forgotten. Yeah, I played Borderlands 1 and 2, and well, I played up to the point before they got those weird YouTube streamer villains that were so stupid. I remember Jack. Handsome Jack was where I stopped playing after that. Handsome Jack was a good villain. Naive and a bit idiotic in times. Because he thought he can be the one to save the world, but no. But I get why he was a good villain, though. His ideals that he followed were destructive. He may have thought he was doing good, but that doesn't mean he was the good guy. Yeah, it's a good storyline because it's that. I believe this, if I remember right, the storyline's based off doing good that causes nothing but evil. He was trying to walk down the path of good, but it causing bad intentions. The old saying, "The road to hell is paved with good intentions," sort of storyline. That's what they were pretty much were doing. Oh, you're a Virgo, so you're born in August as well? Sizes everything up. That's not bad. Oh. I thought August was Virgo. August up till the 22nd is Leo to Virgo. Oh, because mine's August 28th. Yeah, that whole system is kind of weird. I've been told I'm in a Virgo. No, I guess it doesn't really matter. Because that whole star system thing doesn't really determine a person. Or who they are. You should do your birth chart. Everything sinks in here. I may have to place a new floor down. I used to have scrap everything. I don't do scrap everything. I have the limited one that just scraps basic. The most I could do is scrap garbage off the ground. Things that wouldn't be counted as actual parts of the map. Because I would always end up probably scrapping more than I should. Though I don't know why I'm doing most of this, because there's an update by the end of the month, and that update might end up destroying everything I've done and every mod I have. So that can end up happening. I'll have to start all over again because of it. The constant updates are killing me. I just like making the floor look clean when I'm done. Because this will disappear by the settlement. I like picking the trash up off the ground too. It looks nicer when it's clean. A clean floor, no scattered wood or piles of garbage. Look at nice clean floor. Only problem is once you clean it, there's no floor anymore apparently. Apparently they were using the garbage as a way to tell the game that there was buildable on the top of it. Or what? Huh? This ain't sinking in. What gives? What are these rules? See, if I pick up the bed and try to move it, it sinks in. But this works just fine. God, they got so much crap to fix in this game. This is why we have mods in the first place, because they never fixed it to begin with. It's another con of this game. Fun game, bad execution. Because I really like making this a nice clean place. Because why would you live in all this gross garbage? You wouldn't. If you were building a settlement, you would clean the floors and then make it nice and, habitable. See right here, this is not dirty, it's just part of the map. In other words, it's part of the floor itself. So I try not to remove those pieces because there's nothing wrong with it. See, why does it do that? What? Huh? It's like the beds don't register the floor. And the mod doesn't delete the fabric of the, you know, the thing. Or at least it's not supposed to. The fact that this thing's going to be a 40 gig update. Well, yeah, that's the risk of mods. But also that could just be the game itself, because this game is a buggy mess. There's glitches in this game that are just weird, that they shouldn't be glitches. I mean, my mods aren't even that big. I have like 7 mods, and they're all qualities of life and patch fixes. I got the unofficial patch, integrated Commonwealth, because that just makes DLC items pop in. Better graphics, water redux, none of this should be affecting it. Yeah, that's the thing. See, this is the mod, settlement cleaning. This mod allows you to clean up everything owned settlement in the base game, from unwanted vegetation, debris, trash piles, rocks, corpses, and more, while the workshop construction mode. In other words, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't let you delete anything that's vital. There's no risk to destroying important elements, since only moderate scrapping is allowed and the Fallout atmosphere remains intact. So the mod doesn't delete anything else. It doesn't delete anything important, so why is my shit falling to the floor?
We've got to run some power to the transmitter.
I don't side with the Institute because they're crazy. The Institute's going about it the wrong way, though. You know, the Institute, if they perfected the way for to make sense, like humanoid organic life, they could have just bred out humanity. Because I'm pretty sure that those part of the body functions, so you could make new synths that would reproduce with humanity, which would eventually remove humanity through breeding. But the way they went about it was too destructive.
Fine then. Feeling a bit clumsy today.
I don't think it's AI that's the problem. I think it's the way they handled it. Why would you have to kidnap people to replace them when all you had to do was...
Movement detected. Sentribot designation Sarge. Powering up. Comparing intruders to known Minutemen roster. Error. File corruption detected. Initiating defensive. Protocols.
Yeah, all my mods don't interfere with the game as a whole. It still runs the game like it would on vanilla. It's just some patches for making quests work. Let me scrap the garbage off the ground, that sort of thing. Nothing too big or too extreme, really.
Picking up hostile lifetime.
That's a tiny little roach. Elon... Oh, Elon? Like Elon Musk? The guy who has Twitter and all that? Yeah. He's a... Ah, fuck. He's allowed to have those opinions. That's the whole point. Which AI system? I wouldn't choose AI because AI is too young, too inexperienced, and too destructive right now to trust with any important tasks. That's the problem with our systems. We think, oh yeah, we made this, it's great, it's gonna be good. It's like, not if it's too young. If it's too young, it's still young. It's like a child. You wouldn't trust a child with your life.
Good reminder of what we're fighting for.
Once I power this up, we'll be ready to broadcast.
It is powered.
Heads up.
Something you need, sir?
Oh, it requires 10.
Once I power this up, we'll be ready to broadcast.
What? Why are you struggling here? Wait, what? Oh, is it because... now I remember now. Idiot Savant kicked in, so the XP is going to fly through the roof for a little bit.
Seems to be in working order.
Wow, we really did it. I've been watching the Minutemen fall to pieces for so long, this is really something. Now we've got to pay off on what we've started. Bring the whole Commonwealth together and make it last this time. So, you know, back to business. But with Radio Freedom up and running, we can broadcast alerts to you anywhere, anytime. Which reminds me, I've got another trouble spot for you to check out. A pack, I'll mark it on your map. You can use all the support we can get. So see what you can do to help. Is there something you need?
How are you feeling?
I'm glad you have the chance to return the favor. After all the help you gave me. Anything else?
No, nothing.
No problem.
Well, I'm going to call it here. I've played for long enough. Thanks for talking. I'm just going to get off now for probably for the rest of the day. I only try to play for a couple hours, but I went a little longer this time than because this game gets me. No, I get to working on it. I'll have to re-put the whole floor through here so I can put down beds or something. That, or until I go, or maybe I won't be. Wait, maybe that's because I haven't left and come back. Maybe once I leave and come back, the floor will be part of the map again. It's gonna bug me. Because this disappears eventually. So, I think I'm just gonna get going and first thing first, I'm gonna see if I can clean up most of this mess. See, a lot of this stuff is unnecessarily added to the game. I don't know why we can't clean up our settlements, you know, as far as this. They're using the beds. I need to find a new spot to put beds. That's not hard though. Beds are pretty easy to make in this game. See, I can put beds up here. But for some reason the game's like, no, no, no. Wondering why the problem... Wait, what? See, look, the stuff sinks in here for some reason. It was like that without the mods, too. Even in vanilla, I had this problem. That's a Nuka World Mylar Queen right here. What perk do I want to get now? Let's just keep going with perception for now. I have the bobblehead. But that should be it for me, because I can't just keep playing all this time because, well, there's a bad thing that happens if I play for too long. I can lose my whole stream if it goes down. Hours upon hours of streaming gone. Ugh. So I try to only keep it within 2 hours. So bye. Thanks for watching.